Today we celebrate feminine beauty in this theme and era, expressed through style, elegance, posture, and presence. Picture this. 1954, Saturday evening. And she emerges from her bedroom in a vision of tulle taffeta that transforms the ordinary night into pure enchantment. The 1950s ballroom dress didn't just clothe women, it elevated them into goddesses of grace. Each gown a masterpiece of engineering disguised as poetry. These weren't mere garments, they were dreams made tangible, turning every dance floor into a stage where feminine elegance reigned supreme. What made a woman stop traffic in 1952? Was it the way her dress caught the light as she descended the staircase? Or how the full skirt moved like liquid silk around her ankles? Perhaps it was both, plus something more elusive. The confidence that came from wearing a creation that celebrated her femininity without apology. The ballroom dress of this golden decade represented more than fashion. It embodied an entire philosophy of female presentation that valued grace, sophistication, and the art of making an entrance. The post-war prosperity of the 1950s created the perfect storm for feminine fashion expression. Women who had spent the war years in practical uniforms and simplified silhouettes were ready to embrace luxury again. Christian Dior's new look had revolutionized fashion in 1947, and by the early 50s, its influence had trickled down to ballroom, where for the everyday woman, dance halls and country clubs across America became showcases for this renewed celebration of the feminine form. The 1950s woman understood that a special occasion deserved special attire, and the ballroom dress delivered that transformation with breathtaking results. The silhouette was everything, a fitted bodice that celebrated the natural waist, paired with a skirt that could span anywhere from 4 to 8 feet in circumference. These weren't accidents of design. They were calculated statements of feminine power. The bodice, often strapless or featuring delicate cap sleeves, required precise engineering to support and flatter without compromising comfort during hours of dancing. Boning and internal structure created the foundation, while the external beauty came from luxurious fabrics that caught light and movement with equal grace. Taffeta reigned supreme among ballroom dress materials. Its crisp hand perfect for creating those dramatic full skirts that rustled with every step. Silk organza added ethereal lightness, while velvet brought richness to autumn and winter occasions. Tulle, that magical net fabric, created layers of romance that seemed to float around the wearer. Colors ran the spectrum from classic black and midnight blue to bold jewel tones, emerald green, sapphire blue, and ruby red that commanded attention across crowded dance floors. The genius lay in the details that elevated each dress from beautiful to unforgettable. Hand-sewn sequins caught ballroom lights like captured stars, while intricate beadwork traced patterns across bodices with the precision of fine jewelry. Silk flowers bloomed at shoulder points or waistlines, and delicate ribbon work created texture and visual interest. These embellishments weren't afterthoughts, they were integral to the dress's personality. Each one chosen to enhance the wearer's natural beauty and movement. Length was crucial, typically falling to mid-calf or just below, allowing for graceful movement while showcasing the delicate evening shoes that completed the ensemble. The hem itself became an art form, with many dresses featuring subtle variations, slightly longer in back, or cut in gentle curves that created visual interest as the skirt swayed. Every element worked in harmony to create a silhouette that was unmistakably feminine, undeniably elegant, and perfectly suited to the ballroom environment, where these magnificent creations would come alive through dance and social interaction. The 1950s ballroom dress represented the pinnacle of feminine elegance, where every detail served both beauty and movement. These gowns required foundation garments that were engineering marvels in their own right. The structured petticoats beneath each ballroom dress could feature up to 7 layers of stiffened netting, creating that perfect bell shape that made women appear to glide rather than walk. Crinolines and horsehair bustles provided additional support, while the finest examples included weighted hems that helped skirts maintain their graceful swing during the most energetic dances. Women understood that the magic happened as much beneath the dress as on its surface. The culture surrounding these magnificent gowns extended far beyond the dance floor itself. Saturday evening preparations began hours before the first waltz, transforming bedrooms into private ateliers of feminine preparation. Women gathered with sisters and friends, sharing makeup techniques and helping with difficult-to-reach zippers that often extended the full length of the dress. Hair was swept into elegant updos that showcased the dress's neckline, secured with bobby pins and finished with a light mist of hairspray that would hold through hours of dancing. These weren't casual social gatherings, they were rituals of transformation. The ballroom culture of the 1950s demanded a certain formality that extended to every aspect of the evening. Gentlemen wore full evening attire, creating a visual partnership with their elegantly dressed companions. Dance cards, though less common than in previous decades, still appeared at formal events, and the evening's success was often measured by how many partners requested a dance with a particular lady. The settings themselves contributed to the magic. Grand hotel ballrooms with crystal chandeliers cast perfect light on these flowing gowns, while smaller community halls were decorated with flowers and fabric to create an atmosphere worthy of the fashion statements their patrons would display. The 1953 opening of the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach became legendary partly because of the spectacular ballroom gowns that graced its dance floors, photographed by society columnists and featured in magazines nationwide. Evening rituals extended beyond dancing into sophisticated social customs that these dresses were designed to accommodate. The formal dinner that preceded dancing required gowns that photographed beautifully while allowing comfortable seated dining. Intermission conversations in elegant hotel lobbies showcased how these dresses moved and caught light in different settings. Even the journey home became part of the evening's ceremony, with women carefully arranging their full skirts in automobiles. Protecting the fabric while maintaining the dress's magical silhouette. The sensory memory of these occasions lingered long after the music ended, the whisper of taffeta against silk stockings, the gentle weight of beaded bodices, the way evening air moved through layers of tulle during garden party extensions of ballroom events. Women who wore these gowns often kept detailed journals of their evening, where noting which dress was worn to which occasion, creating a personal archive of their most elegant moments throughout the decade. This wasn't mere vanity, but an understanding that these dresses represented significant investments in both money and emotion. A quality ballroom gown might cost the equivalent of several $100s in today's currency, making each wearing a special event worthy of careful documentation and preservation for future occasions. The 1950s ballroom dress became a cultural phenomenon that extended far beyond individual evenings of elegance and dancing. The impact of these magnificent gowns rippled through American society in ways that surprised even fashion industry observers. Department store windows across the country began featuring ballroom dress displays as early as September, understanding that women needed months to plan and save for such significant purchases. Macy's famous 1955 ballroom dress exhibition drew over 50,000 visitors in its first week, with women studying construction details and fabric choices, with the intensity of art students examining masterpieces. Television played a crucial role in spreading the ballroom dress aesthetic nationwide. Shows like Arthur Murray's Dance Party and the Lawrence Welk Show brought elegant dancers in spectacular gowns into living rooms across America, inspiring countless women to seek similar transformations for their own special occasions. local dance studios reported enrollment increases of over 40% between 1952 and 1957, with women specifically requesting lessons that would teach them to move gracefully in full-skirted gowns. The manufacturing industry responded with remarkable innovation. Fabric mills developed new synthetic blends that captured the look and feel of expensive silks at accessible price points, while pattern companies like McCall's and Simplicity created detailed home sewing guides that allowed skilled seamstresses to recreate ballroom glamour in their own homes. This democratization of elegance meant that women from various economic backgrounds could participate in the ballroom dress culture that defined sophisticated femininity of the era. Regional variations emerged as the trend spread across different communities. Southern debutante balls elevated the ballroom dress to new heights of formality, while Midwest country club events favored slightly simpler versions that emphasized quality fabrics over elaborate embellishment. West Coast interpretations often featured brighter colors and more innovative silhouettes, reflecting the region's growing influence in entertainment and fashion industries. The economic impact was substantial, with ballroom dress sales contributing to the broader prosperity of the 1950s fashion industry. Accessory markets flourished as women sought the perfect complement to their gowns, delicate evening bags, long gloves, and jewelry specifically designed to enhance rather than compete with the dress's elegance. First, the strapless bodice became the definitive signature of 1950s ballroom elegance. This wasn't simply about showing shoulders. It was about creating an unbroken line from neck to waist that emphasized the feminine silhouette with mathematical precision. The engineering required to achieve comfort and security in a strapless design represented the decade's commitment to both beauty and wearability. Second, the full-circle skirt established the ballroom dress as a celebration of movement itself. These weren't static garments meant to be admired from a distance, but dynamic creations that came alive through dance, creating visual poetry with every turn and dip across the dance floor. Third, the attention to luxurious detail, from hand-sewn beadwork to silk flower appliques, elevated each dress into a work of wearable art that honored both the occasion and the woman wearing it. The enduring appeal of 1950s ballroom dress elegance lies in its perfect balance of structure and romance, formality and joy. These gowns represented a moment when American women embraced the power of feminine presentation without apology, understanding that elegance was both a personal expression and a gift to everyone who witnessed it. The careful craftsmanship, the emphasis on quality materials, and the celebration of the female form created a standard of formal wear that continues to influence designers and inspire women seeking that perfect balance of sophistication and grace. Today's formal wear often looks back to this golden era for inspiration, recognizing that the 1950s ballroom dress achieved something remarkable. It made every woman who wore one feel like the most elegant version of herself, transforming ordinary evenings into memories that would last a lifetime.